Hello, everybody. This is Ed Carball with Spectation Sports. This week, I'm speaking with Charlie Gathers, who competes at Cage Titans 75 this coming weekend, the Madman himself. Thank you for making time to speak, Charlie.
Absolutely.
So, we're literally on the beginning of fight week. Talk to me about how you're feeling as we're approaching the this coming weekend.
I'm feeling great. I got my weights already to where it should be by next Wednesday, so I'm
Mm.
sitting pretty on that. Going to 145 is a pretty easy cut for me. I'm not that much bigger, so training's going well. I got energy, not cutting too much, so it's like almost fighting around what I walk around at. So I'm not a big 145er, so I'm feeling good, feeling great.
And your opponent is Johnny Campbell, right?
Yes, sir.
I saw you put up a post about this fight, like kind of like around when it was announced, where you said you care more about putting on an exciting fight. This was on your social media,
Mm.
that more than like trying to predict an outcome and stuff like that. Can you talk to me about where that came from?
Yeah, man. I've always been like that. Yeah, I didn't really start fighting till I was almost 30 anyway. So, I never had that. I'm going to the UFC and all this stuff. I just I wanted to fight. So, I started almost 15 years ago. So, I was, the shows now are a lot more evolved. I always like to say, you ever watch Here Comes the Boom, where like the beginning of the movie, um, they're in like a warehouse or something.
Yeah.
Chickens running across the thing. I've fought in when we first started out in Ohio and like in a barn, and it had a cage in it. You can see outside the cracks, and their full bar was a couple kegs of beer with keg cups. So I've always said, I care more about, putting on a good show and performing and being exciting for the fans. I'm one of the fans. Sometimes it's rough getting together $60-$70 for just general admission or something, to go and watch these fights. So there's never too much booing going on in any fight that I'm involved in. I'm either I got 100% finish rate, but I also got 100% finish rate on my losses too. I live and die by the sword. My old coach used to say, Dignan used to say, second round's overrated. Let's get
Yeah.
let's get it going. So belts were. Belts are made to hold our pants up. That's what I was always told. And if you go in there, do what you got to do, and put on an entertaining fight, winning the fight and winning a championship is really icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So that's just where I'm at. That's where I've always been.
Well, I mean, you kind of touched on something that one of the questions I have is because your nickname is the Madman, and I'm assuming that name comes from the 100% win or lose. Just because of the way you put it out there is
Yeah,
what I
pretty
grew up.
much. I just pretty much everything I do, I go about it like that. Whether it's grappling tournaments, or anything competition period. You got to be a madman. You got to that goes with training and living, and you put it all on the line. You got to be addicted. You got to be mad.
Yeah, and that's something that I think a lot of people forget when they watch combat sports. Like you have to. It doesn't call out to everybody. There's a lot of people that say they want to do it and they try, one or two AMI fights and then they walk away from it. But guys like yourself, you've already proven, like you said, you've been doing this for 15 years. It takes a little more than just an interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Old heads like me and guys that are really in it, we really don't have a choice. And it's not something we do, it's something we live. It's a life. you know, you say 1 or 2 AMI fights and they give up. Hell, it's more like you come to practice 1 or 2 times, and then you're like, "Where's these guys at? They wanted to be all these fighters." We don't just put on fancy shorts and go out there and swing our arms around.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. I eat healthy. I don't even like saying eating healthy. I eat how we eat, and
Hmm.
my whole family is a fight family. From my 2 boys, from Golden Glove champs to grappling. My 15-year-old has almost 50 smooth comp wins under his belt when it comes to jits, and my oldest is the same thing when it comes to grappling. My
Hmm.
wife grapples, so
Nice.
our house is about it. It's a
Yeah,
lifestyle. So it's
that's
just in
great.
you. When you're a fighter, it's in you. True fighters cannot just not fight. It keeps us sane. And if it doesn't, if you're not in that boat, then you're not on the same page as some of us.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's very very well said too. And I love how you said it. I know we were trying to do this on Friday, and you told me you were coaching your kids at a wrestling thing. So I mean, it's great to see that it's a family affair, as martial arts traditionally, historically, I feel should be. And I'm just a hobbyist. I'm not like you guys, but talk to me about because you mentioned doing grappling tournaments and stuff like that, and how your family grapples. Would you say that's kind of where your fighter style kind of leans?
I mean, yeah, I'm grappling heavy. Trying really to my training partners and stuff want to get me to stand up more, but
Hmm.
I definitely like to get it to the ground, or get it up against the cage, it's Randy Couture type style, old school type,
Yeah.
dirty boxing on the cage, grind you out and stuff. Not not a big stand up flashy spinny around type guy. I've never been that way. I've always been full speed ahead, and it's either you get me or I get you. If you outlast me, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win. If you don't outlast the beginning stages, then you're gonna fall short. It's live
Mm.
and die by the sword, full speed ahead. Let's go.
And just you talking about it, I can see like you kind of like thinking about the fight. You seem to get like the emotion that comes out seems puts a smile on your face. The whole thing, the whole
Yeah.
thing. So with the Cage Titans fight against Campbell, I mean they usually have a lot of guys, New England guys, and then whoever's not from the area is kind of like the outsider. So you mentioned from Ohio, and I think you're in Pennsylvania. So you're kind of the outsider in this matchup, right?
Yeah, I'm Pennsylvania. I'm not from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I've been I've been the outsider pretty much my whole pro career.
Mm,
Uh we had some good promotions in Pittsburgh back in the day, and then Pittsburgh kind of fell off. Uh there's a good 24/7 is a good promotion out our
oh,
way, but
yes,
I'm
sir.
too old for PA now. They won't give me my license. Only certain states let us old guys fight, so
Okay.
I can't fight at home. So I really found my home up there in the New England area. Fought a couple times for NEF. Another great promotion up there in Maine.
Mm,
This is my first Cage Titans, and I'm super excited, super pumped to go out and, you know, get some more fans up in the New England area. I just, yeah, I've been a road warrior for a long time. I think I might have had 3, maybe 4 home fights in my whole career. So
mm,
being the away guy, getting booed is nothing new. I like coming and being the spoiler. I'd rather do that. I'd rather be out and about. I'd rather be the guy everyone's booing, and I don't have a bunch of people in the stands. I'd rather be the bad guy, play the bad guy role, play the spoiler, and here comes the boom. Let's get it. I just I'd rather have that than people super cheering. It takes
yeah.
a lot of stress off playing the spoiler.
Well, when you look at the people, like if I mean, I hate to compare it to pro wrestling, but when you look at the longevity of certain competitors in that field, it's always the bad guys that seem to stick around longer, right? So that's a good way. That's a good way to look at your career, especially if you've always been the outsider. So, well, I mean, the fight against Johnny Campbell is the fight ahead of you. Talk to me about how you size him up, and what is your prediction for this upcoming Cage
Oh
Titans?
man. Well, I've watched enough film to pretty much be a fanboy of Johnny. I knew right
Mm,
when I started, right when I watched his last two fights, and one of my main guys up in Maine, Cam Arnold, um, he said that Johnny's one of his favorite local fighters up there, and I can see why. He just has this he has this style. I like to say, take it from Cam. I like to say it's like a drunken Muay Thai style. He doesn't. So it's hard to read. He comes out
mhm,
all angles. His hands are down, so it's hard to read that kind of stuff. So prediction wise, I don't like predicting fights. I know that it's going to be a banger. You know,
mhm.
And like I said, it's whoever's going to outlast too. I can't get caught with the big shots, and he puts people to sleep. So I'm either going to win or I'm going to wake up. So it's just the way it's going to go. Being in the game this long, you know that once that cage door shuts, two men enter, one man gets their hand raised. And you move on to the next one. But I'm definitely not going up there just to participate and show up, and be part of the show. I'm going up there to win. I'm going up there to, play the game of punch face, the game
Mhm.
of pain. I'm ready to get it.
The game of pain. That's a really great phrase. Um, well, thank you so much for making time to talk, Charlie. I
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
wish you all the luck in the world for the upcoming fight. Before I let you go, if you got sponsors or anybody you want to shout out before as we enter fight week, go right
Well,
ahead.
yeah, man. I mean, I got my one and only sponsor's been taking care of me since me and the boys for a long time now. It's Portage Chevrolet. And my guy Ed there, he really looks after us. Both of my teams, my main team, the guys at the shop 814, Tanner and Taylor, Gavin, all the guys there. My team up in Maine, big shout out to them. The Hooligans Fight Clubs, Cam Arnold, me and him, that was my last fight, and kind of
Nice.
kind of became boys after that. He just hosted me. I went up to Maine for about a week and
That's
trained
great.
up there for you know, good bit of my camp, and we talk a lot of visualization when I talk to Cam, how the
Mm,
fight's gonna go. Him and my wife will be cornering me
nice.
this fight. So, you know, anyone that just supports me still has been supporting me for so long. I appreciate it. It's a lot of people tell me that it's time to give it up. And I just keep saying that I'm gonna do this shit till my wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Literally till the wheels fall off. I just like I said, it's in us. So
Yeah.
for everybody out there that supports me, I really appreciate it. The shop, the hooligans, it's on this Saturday. We're coming to win.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you again, Charlie. Cage Titans this coming weekend. Hopefully everybody tunes in.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's go.
Take care.